Whilst you welcome people like Luciana Berger leaving the Labour Party, are you pleased that Derek Hatton has been readmitted tonight?
Well, I had some problems with Derek Hatton. We were from very different perspectives in the Labour Party. I don't think it makes any difference. I mean, how many people even know who he is?
Well, quite a lot of people remember what went on in Liverpool during his time. The taxis that were shuttling people around to hand out notices of resignation to council workers because they'd messed up the budget.
He was a disaster, and I don't ever recall supporting him at all, because I was struggling against the Tory government. They were doing quite mad things. Hatton was part of the militant tendency. Yeah. Small, mad little Trotskyist group, never had any real influence anywhere except in Liverpool.
But yet you're happy that he's back in and Luciana Berger is out? Judging on the records of those two MPs, both in Liverpool, Luciana Berger has not left the Liverpool Council scrabbling around for money to try and pay its staff. Derek Hatton, as part of as you say, Trotskyist militancy group, kicked out of the Labour Party, now readmitted. You think, OK, fine.
I have no interest in Derek Hatton at all. But the defining thing about Luciana Berger is that, frankly, I don't think she was ever really Labour. I mean, I grew up in that post-war world where the Attlee government created the best quality of life for my generation. Then we had Tony Blair trundling along. I mean, remember what Tony Blair said? He thought his job was to build on what Thatcher had achieved, not roll it back. Well, if he told us that when he was running for Labour leader, we wouldn't have had him.
He won 3 elections, kept you in power for 13 years.
Yes,
changed the country in ways that, sorted out schooling, sorted out education.
Hang on, he didn't sort these things out.
You had Lord Blunkett coming on this radio station earlier this evening, saying that when the Labour Party came into government in whenever it was, 1997, the schools had loos in outbuildings. Their roofs were caving in, and the Labour Party went about sorting that out. That's not an achievement you're proud of?
No, I mean, Tony Blair was broadly just there propping up the United States of America. He never tackled our banking system. We continued to be ripped off. I mean, ordinary people did not see their lives. Tony Blair didn't build council housing, which is outrageous. I mean, I walk along the streets of London, I see more people sleeping on the street than at any time in my lifetime. And, broadly, I see Thatcher and Blair as following the same broad neoliberal agenda. I mean, in having now Jeremy Corbyn as the leader of the Labour Party, we're rejecting that nonsense. We want a society that's better for everyone.
And does anybody who voted for either the nonsense of Thatcherism or of Blairism, does anybody who voted for that, are they not proper Labour either? You wouldn't welcome their votes?
No. We're going to go out and try and get every vote we can, because Labour will be advocating.
But Ken, that you've got a lot of people listening around the country tonight who are tempted to vote Labour, who are minded to vote Labour, perhaps historically have voted Labour, and you're basically saying you aren't proper Labour, this is proper Labour, and you should vote for it if you want proper Labour, and they're worried about it.
Yeah, but Jeremy Corbyn is genuinely Labour. I've known Jeremy for almost 50 years. He's always defended the poor. He's always voted for better education, for better housing. He's opposed the ridiculous wars we got involved in, like Iraq and so on. I mean, Jeremy Corbyn came into politics for, to make a better life for ordinary people. And I'm afraid most people coming into politics these days, they just seem to be, trying to get rich themselves.
And reports tonight suggest that there may be 7 more, perhaps even more than that, Labour MPs thinking of leaving. Do you think there will be a critical mass? Would you put a number on the number of MPs that you think might go?
I remember 1981 when something like 25 Labour MPs left the Labour Party, formed the SDP, but 2 years later, almost all of them, except 6, lost their seats. And I think exactly the same thing will happen with this lot.